Go on. Oh, yes. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Kelechi Iheancho, what a man, senior man, he's done it again. Wembley, we're coming again. We are into the final of the FA Cup. We're beating Southampton 1-0 and boys, it is time for a party. Come on. Yes lads, how you all doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today boys and girls, I'm going to bring you guys my post-match thoughts after Leicester 1, Southampton 0. We are into the final. Iheanacho's done it again. What a beautiful man. So the boys and girls, we are off to the FA Cup final. Kelechi Iheancho has done it again. We are beating Southampton 1-0. We are back to Wembley in a few weeks' time to take on Chelsea in the FA Cup final. So that being said, boys and girls, in today's video, I'm going to bring you guys my post-match thoughts and my pretty much instant reaction to Leicester's 1-0 victory over Southampton today at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final. We'll go through my general thoughts on the game and also my player ratings and my overall thoughts on today's massive win for Leicester. Just to quickly note, as always, these match reactions will be pretty much not edited at all. But yeah, let's stop waffling and let's get straight into it. So yeah lads, we have done it. Leicester 1, Southampton 0. I'm absolutely buzzing. Iheanacho, this guy, put some respect on his name. This guy is different gravy. He's done it once again in the FA Cup. We're back to Wembley in a few weeks' time to take on Chelsea. And yeah, boys, I am absolutely over the moon with this. Get in. I think overall it was a pretty boring game to say the least, but the thing which matters, that Kelechi Iheancho scored. Leicester got the only goal in the game, and to be honest, it was deserved. Like I said, it was a very dull game. Southampton didn't even have a shot on target in the whole game, which, you know, for a Southampton fan, of course, they're going to be very frustrated for that. Leicester, you know, we had a few good chances throughout the game. Of course, Vardy went close on a few occasions. Madison went close after he came on, but obviously Iheanacho scored about 10 minutes into the second half, and that was the difference in the end. And overall, for me, I think, you know, it was pretty deserved. I guess sometimes you have to win ugly, and I think Leicester definitely did that in today's game. We fought hard, we battled hard. There's a few fouls in there here and there, but we grinded out that victory to send us into the FA Cup final. Of course, now one win away from lifting the FA Cup trophy, which Leicester have never done. Of course, this win is absolutely huge for Leicester in the remainder of the season. This confidence is going to be lifted to the next level. We can now fight for Champions League football and try and get that. And of course, the main thing is we're into the FA Cup final, which is going to boost the whole city, the players and the club as a whole. And hopefully now we can push on towards the end of the season. Of course, the last game will be that massive game against Chelsea in a few weeks' time in the FA Cup final. I think you guys can probably tell that I am absolutely buzzing right now. I don't really know what to say, but yeah, I'm gassed. We're back to Wembley for the FA Cup final, boys. I am buzzing. But yeah lads, let's move on then to discuss the game then in a bit more detail. So obviously Brendan Rodgers went with a pretty strong side. The only slight complaint I had about it was obviously Perez starting ahead of Madison, but I thought Perez, you know, was alright throughout the game. His final kind of product wasn't the greatest, but I thought Perez throughout the game was pretty decent. Obviously Madison did come on in that second half and did quite well, impacted the game slightly. Obviously in goal with Schmeichel, went with the usual back three, obviously Unji coming back into it for Farn and Evans. Wing backs obviously went with Ricardo and Castagna, midfield and Diddy, Tillemans and obviously Perez, then the front two of Iheanacho and Vardy. And overall, you know, I thought that team was pretty decent and that was definitely strong enough to get the win, and obviously we did that in the end. Kelechi Iheancho. So then starting off in the first half, like I said in my preview, you know, I thought it would be quite a cagey affair, and you know, it was a definition of a very cagey game. It was quite similar to the other FA Cup semi-final between Chelsea and Man City the day before. Obviously that was quite cagey and only won the victory to Chelsea, and obviously the same happens again with Leicester on the right end of the result today against Southampton. So overall, you know, first 50 minutes or so it was quite cagey, just like I said, no real sides having chances. Southampton probably started slightly the better with a bit more possession. Both sides were giving the ball away, and like I said, it was a very tentative start. There's a few fouls going in here and there, but overall nothing really happened within the first 15 minutes or so of the game. So moving further on into that first half, then Leicester started to grow into the game. We had a few chances. You'll see down left hand side we looked quite good with the likes of Ricardo and Yosi linking up quite nicely. I think, you know, the final product though from both players wasn't the greatest. Down the right hand side, not so much. We kind of got down there a bit, but obviously Perez provided more of that width and he kind of went to the left hand side. Obviously right, didn't really have too many options. Vardy, Ian actually tried to link up with it. It wasn't really happening. We had a few good chances. Perez had a good chance. Castagna got down the right hand side, but its final ball once again was not the greatest. But you know, the first big chance of the first half obviously did come to Vardy, where he went through kind of one-on-one towards the left hand side on his weak foot. He tried to chip Fraser Foster and it just went wide of the post, and that was alright for Leicester. I said throughout the game we need to use the channels, and Vardy did that, and obviously that came with just with the goal goal as well, getting down on the left hand side. Southampton had a few chances from set piece here and there, but overall half time 0-0. It was a very dull game to say the least, and I think 0-0 at half time was probably just about the right result. So moving into the second half then, boys and girls, no changes from Brendan Rodgers, which was a bit of a shock to me. I thought 5 subs we could have potentially introduced like of Madison or Brighton, maybe Dennis Pratt a bit earlier on, but overall we started quite slowly. I guess Southampton were pressing a bit high, but the first goal did come about 10 minutes into the second half. Vardy got played down the left hand side in that left hand channel, pulled back to Kelechi Iheancho. His first shot, he fluffed it, but he was there for the rebound and he put it home perfectly. And then of course that gave Leicester lead, and in the end that was the decisive goal. Fantastic from Kelechi, right place, right time, decent finish. Vardy did fantastic to that down the left hand side, showed his pace, and that is the combination play we love to see. We had a few other good chances. Vardy went close again. Madison came on, had a few good shots. Southampton had a great chance. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Teddo just with a shot on the edge of the box. I thought it went in. They went close towards the end with a few set pieces here and there, but overall Leicester, we had a few decent other chances as well. But overall, it was pretty dull once again. Just for the second half, obviously Leicester had most of the shots. Obviously Southampton, like I said, didn't even have a shot on targets. Overall, I think based on that, you can say Leicester were deserved winners. Of course, it did end Leicester 1, Southampton 0. Right, and moving on then to my player ratings. Yeah, this is where each player out of 10 from the side where it started today against Southampton. So yeah, start off in goal then with Kasper Schmeichel, clean sheet for him today. I thought it was quite solid for us. He didn't have to save anything, but his passing was pretty good today, and he smothered a few good chances as well. So overall, I'll give Kasper probably a 7 or an 8. I thought can't really get too high because he didn't really have anything to do. So yeah, 7 for Schmeichel. Moving into the back 5, started off then with Ricardo Pereira in that right back slot. For me, I thought Ricky P wasn't that great today. Got replaced pretty early on from Michael Brighton, who I thought did slightly better. So I'm going to give Ricky probably 6 out of 10. Obviously, still coming back from his injury, but he was quite good against West Ham. But today I thought Ricky didn't really cut it. Centre back wise, then starting off then with Kagler Sunji. For me, I'm going to give Kags a 7 out of 10. I thought he was very solid today on the ball. He was quite good defensively, putting a few dodgy challenges to say the least, but overall he didn't get sent off. He could have, but yeah, at least he didn't. So yeah, 7 out of 10 then for Sunji. Now with Johnny Evans, for me, 7 out of 10 as well. He had a good chance just from a set piece in the corner in that first half, but apart from that, defensively he was solid. And with Fofana at 7 for me as well. For the defensively was very solid, and the clean sheet is what we needed. The first time we got a clean sheet in a while. So yeah, solid from them. And finally the final defender in that left wing back slot with Castagna. For me, I thought he impacted a bit more than just Ricardo, so I'll give him a 7 out of 10. But overall, the back 4, the back 5, and Schmeichel, was pretty solid. So then moving ahead then into the midfield 3 we go, starting off with Wilfred Didi in that holding role. For me, I thought Wilf was pretty class today. For me, I'd only give him probably an 8 out of 10. I thought his break of the play was very good. I overall thought Wilf was fantastic. Now Yuri Tillemans, for me, 7 or 8 once again. I thought, he was a bit sloppy on the ball in the first half, but overall, it was a big occasion. Every set of players just would have been nervous. So yeah, I'd give Yuri probably a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Now with Josi Perez, for me, I thought like I said, I thought he was good. He got into some good positions, but his final ball was not good enough. If his ball was better, I would have given him an 8 or a 9. But for me, I pushed him down to a 7. I thought, he was decent. Just quickly mention him with with Madison, who of course came onto the pitch. I thought, he was quite good. He got on the ball a little bit, had a decent chance. So I'll give Madison probably a 7. Obviously, I didn't mention Brighton, so I'll probably give him a 7 as well. I thought he was quite solid since he came on. And finally, moving up top with the 2 strikers, starting off then with Vardy. I thought Vardy today was fantastic. His link-up play was excellent. He got in that left-hand channel fantastically. So for me, I'll give Vardy probably an 8 out of 10. And with Kelechi Iheancho, for me, 9 or 10 out of 10. I thought, I thought Kelechi was fantastic. Obviously, got the goal, sends it into the final. The main man, he does it again. But the link-up play between them two up top, what is fun. It was great once again. Absolutely cannot speak. Phenomenal between them two. So yeah. Anyway, lads, that's my play ratings for the game. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comment section down below. Who really cares? We're through to the final, and that is what matters. So then, boys and girls, that is it then for my thoughts on the game and just then my play ratings. Of course, that is it for my match reaction to Leicester City 1, Southampton 0. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, let us know by dropping a like. Subscribe as well to the channel if you guys haven't already. Most importantly, let me know your thoughts on today's massive win in the comment section down below. But the main thing is, we're off to Wembley for the final, and yeah, lads, I'm absolutely buzzing. Yeah, I'm in Sportsa, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Peace, guys.